Welcome back to Josh's Auto. Today I have a 2021 Subaru Ascent that customer pulls a small camper with and has asked to have a trailer brake controller installed. So the customer has purchased this kit, which is a RedArc brand. So we have our cable here that will run from the switch and the controller box itself. So we'll plug in on that side, and then this is our main feed. Now, from what the customer has told me, the box and the pigtail were separate during the purchase, but the cable here says brake controller wiring harness came with the vehicle. So that's the vehicle side plug, and then you have your loose wire here which will attach to this universal harness, the RedArc harness. So when installing this RedArc, there you will go to the connection under the dash here. It's taped up with this pink tape, and this plug right back here is the plug that the controller will plug into. And then Subaru had these couple little punch outs right here. They have your other little buttons, so we're gonna knock it out, put it in here. So I'll show a little bit more in a few minutes after I get this panel down and get the wires run in a little bit to show you where this will fit. The kick panel here is held in with one Phillips head screw over here at the bottom. So I've already pulled it out, and then the rest of it's all clips. Now I pulled the door molding back and pulled this edge piece out a little bit. There's one screw, one Phillips head screw down here at the bottom of it where it attaches it to the rest of the kick panel. I was able to leave that screw, just pull the side piece back gently because it latches in from the side, and it'll actually latch it in up here. So I pulled it to the side and then was able just to pull it out. Then I'll unplug the rest here, and I'll be able to pull it out so I can drill the hole in that little plate there to mount the new brake controller. We'll get to that in just a minute. Alright, after I got the kick panel out, I got the little switch panel loose, and then I went ahead and popped loose. This is one of the blanks here. So that's what it looks like from the side. Now it has little latches that we're going to need to keep on here to make sure it latches back into the switch panel here. But this is going to need to be trimmed down so we can mount the knob for the controller. Now Subaru may actually sell just a blank that you won't have to do all the trimming on, but I'm not 100% on that, so that might be something to call the Subaru dealership to verify. So let me go ahead and notch this out how it needs to be notched out, and go ahead and drill the hole according to the instructions. It will be a 3/8 of an inch to mount the controller. Alright, I've spent some time to get the brake controller, at least the knob portion, set up. I've got it set up and into here, but it actually is not a direct fit to go into this panel. I had to do some trimming and adjustments on it to get everything to fit correctly in it. So well, it still turned out looking like it was meant to fit in there. but it did take some work to get it to fit. So, but with that being stated, I do have it all put together there. So I'm gonna go ahead and start mounting the box, the wire, and I'm going to probably end up trimming the harness down a little bit so it doesn't have so much extra wire to be stuffed and hidden away inside the dash. So I'll be right back. Alright, we're back to the inside. I have now run the wiring from the car and attached jumper harness that goes from over here, from where it was taped up with the pink tape. I've run that wire up, connected it to the plug for the controller box. Have the controller box. And I know it looks tight right here to the back of the trim on the steering wheel, but that is actually with the steering wheel at its lowest adjustment, so there's plenty of room for the steering wheel adjust to go up and down and not contact that. And this is the cable that's going to go to the actual dial, so I'm getting ready to go ahead and put the kick panel back in. I will wrap this up, leave it with a little bit of room to move back and forth, so there's still room to get the panel in and out without pulling the wire super tight, and then I'll show you the end result. Alright, all the little switches are plugged back in. This little panel here is going to line up. Pushes in. It's all tight. Have all the trim and the kick panel back together. And right there is where that screw is. So, like I said, it's a Phillips head screw there. So, we have the brake controller turned on 0, so whenever you mash the brakes, nothing comes on. Give it a couple turns. Actually, let me go grab, let's see here. Let me go grab the key and we'll be right back. Alright, I've started it. I currently have the setting at 0 for the brake controller, but I do have the brakes engaged. So here's my little tester. So it's one over here labeled BK. That is for trailer brakes. So it's currently off, but we do have the brakes pushed in the car. So do an adjustment here on the controller. Now the one labeled BK is on. So we do have a working trailer brake controller installed. So the original design does want you to put the brake controller like on the dash panel someplace flat and smooth. Is where they were originally intending it to be, but the customer did request that I put it here instead of drilling a hole into one of the panels itself. So but overall it has a nice clean appearance, so it looks almost as if it came from the factory.